Hey everyone, it's Jamie and today I am telling you about my top 10 favorite of all time superhero movies. Number 10. So at number 10 on this list we have Thor. Now I have not always been the biggest fan of Thor, especially since a lot of his cartoon adaptations make him seem like an absolute dimwit retard. But this movie adaptation got rid of that and made me really fall in love with Thor. Number 9. The Incredibles. Now, this is not a Marvel or a DC movie, but for any of you that are Pixar/Disney lovers like me, this movie had to be on my list. I love the fact that they're retired or in hiding superheroes, but that movie was full of laughs, it was fun, it was good family entertainment, and it was a superhero movie that I didn't have to sit there on an edge wondering about whether my favourite character was gonna die. It's like in Captain America. Bucky. Number 8. Iron Man. Now, I know this is a very Tumblr-esque thing to say, but Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr., there is really no separation between the two. They are one and the same. In all honesty, Robert Downey Jr. had Tony Stark pinned. He has that character so well created that you can't fault it. That character is flawless. Number 7. Spider-Man 2. Yeah. Now, I was throwing up whether to put Spider-Man 1 or Spider-Man 2 on this list. What I've noticed with a lot of superhero movies, or just movies in general, is it's hard to come by good sequels. Sequels are really hard to make because people are constantly comparing them to the beginning, the first movie, but Spider-Man 2 didn't let us down. When we watched Spider-Man 2, we got a really poignant villain. He was real, he was there was danger, and that's what we want. We don't want a villain we can knock down in 5 minutes like in Spider-Man 3 where they had to get, well, more than one villain. Here, in Jamie's humble YouTube channel, we like to pretend that Spider-Man 3 didn't happen. Number 6. If I left this one off the list, some of you would probably kick me, and it is Watchmen. Now, I am not too familiar with Watchmen's past. It's original comic book stuff, but from what I hear, they did a good job. For people that weren't really so familiar with the comics, I found it was a bit harder to kind of grasp onto what was happening. But either way, it was a really nice kind of dark superhero film. And the characters were really well done. Some of the costuming was a bit iffy, but hey, superheroes will be superheroes. At least it's not as bad as the Batman nipples. I'm looking at you, Batman and Robin. Number 5. The Dark Knight. Now, Heath Ledger's performance in this as the Joker is revolutionary. I will never be able to look at the Joker without shuddering again. A lot of his cartoon background is quite laughable. I didn't always particularly find the Joker to be quite scary. I mean, he was a lunatic, but in some of his descriptions, that's all he was, a lunatic. And there was no kind of real sense of danger. But Heath Ledger, he brought it to the plate. He made the Joker terrifying. He made him unpredictable. And Christian Bale's very throaty Batman interpretation wasn't too bad either. Overall, that Batman series will be remembered for a very long time to come. Christopher Nolan, you did a good job there. Number 4. At number 4 on this list, we have the super mega foxy awesome hot Captain America. Oh yeah. He is not just on my list because he is gorgeous. I suppose with a lot of these superhero movies that they make, I'm not very familiar completely with the backstories of a lot of these characters, especially again with like the comic book history to them. So when they bring a movie adaptation out and I see these characters on screen, I initially want to read more about them, and that is what happened with Captain America. Not just because Chris Evans is amazingly hot and has a nice butt. Captain America had some of the most talented actors in it, with Tommy Lee Jones in there. Although I have to admit, I kept seeing him as Two-Face. Number 3. Now this one is technically not a superhero film, but I'm putting it on my list because it has the makings of a superhero film, and it would be Chronicle. Now Chronicle doesn't have anyone from DC or Marvel in it, but it has a good storyline, and on a low budget, it did a good job. The actors in this weren't the most famous you'd ever seen, but they had the ability to develop good, strong characters. They made me laugh at the start, cry at the end, and just sit on the edge of my seat, shaking, not sure what was going to happen the entire film, and I love that. But this film, it conveyed good story, although it didn't go into the backstory of how they got their powers or whatever. It developed a lot on the consciousness of people that do get superpowers. It's kind of like, as much as they would be cool, what would you really do with them? Second on our list, we have X-Men First Class. Now, despite the fact that this movie didn't really give a crap about its predecessors, the previous 4 X-Men movies, including Wolverine, it was beautiful by itself. It had great casting with James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, and they humanized these characters. I didn't have to see these 2 opposing old men with their idealistic views. It was a really great origin story, and I like how we're going back and doing that now. I don't like the Wolverine version, but I did like this one. I liked how they humanized Eric and made him, rather than this sadistic kind of weird old man with a vengeance, they gave him purpose. They showed excellent character development. This is how you do it. But everyone out there that ever wants to make movies, this is how you do character development. You can't depict things in black and white as good guys are X-Men, bad guys are the Brotherhood, because it just doesn't work like that. And that's what this film identified, and it did a really good job for that. And it holds a special place in my heart, especially because the soundtrack is freaking beautiful. Number 1. Avengers. I am a crazy Avengers fan. I love it to death because it is something that we've never seen before, or we had never seen before. It was creating all these superheroes and then bringing them together, smashing them together for this really, really bad guy that's going to destroy the world, and it was in their faces. It was, New York is getting destroyed. There are things coming out of a portal in the sky. And there were butts everywhere. I probably should have left that last one off. My favourite character in this film, God bless his soul, Phil Coulson. Philly. I'm sorry. No, Phil he's the ultimate badass, and his dying words, like, you lack conviction. Come on! Oh, why did Joss Whedon have to kill him? He was so cute, and he was funny, and he was just... See, this is why I prefer The Incredibles, because people don't die that I like in it. Being noted that anything that kind of has a nerdy connotation to it, I sit there repeatedly smiling like an idiot, because I should go to the Olympics for that, because that is my #1 attribute. I have to give a shout out to Smallville. Kick-Ass is awesome, and I can't wait for Kick-Ass 2, which is coming out this year, I believe. Amazing Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, all the other X-Men movies, except for kind of the Wolverine one, because that was kind of weird and they destroyed Deadpool. I am crazy looking forward to Iron Man 3, which is coming out April 24th here in Australia, and I'm going to the midnight premiere because I can. We have Thor 2 coming out this year, The Dark World. We have Captain America, The Winter Soldier, which they're friggin' bringing Bucky back. Woohoo! We've got Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm interested to see how they're going to pull off Ant-Man. X-Men Days of Future Past is coming out. and Man of Steel. I'm sure there's others that I'm missing. Then we've got like Avengers 2 in 2015 or something, which is really far off and I don't know how I'm going to manage without it. So if you liked my list and you think I missed something that should have been on there, don't forget to tell me down in the comment section below. I really look forward to seeing your comments. And don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe to my videos for more awesome nerdy stuff. Yeah.